What's up, Devastators? I just took my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck to an undefeated record to win the YCS Houston VIP Qualifier event this past weekend. So it looks like we're going to Texas. All right, Devastators, and before we jump into the deck profile, just a couple quick announcements. First things first is look at this absolutely beautiful playmat that we have here now in the studio. Big shout outs to one of my Patreon subscribers, Synchron Explorer, for having this custom playmat made for us to display here in our videos. You are an absolute legend. Thank you so much, man, for that gift. This thing is so cool. Also, we're going to be going to YCS Houston. I'm super excited. This is the first time I've been to a YCS in a very long time, so I'm very stoked to go. We're going to make some cool little vlog videos and other things there, and if you're going to be there, you're definitely welcome to come and meet me and keep your eye out for me. I'll be down to play some games, open packs, assign cards, and stuff like that, so super stoked. Make sure to definitely like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. For those that want to support the channel further, you can definitely do so by becoming a channel member by clicking join below, or you can join the Patreon for even more incredible benefits and perks. The link's going to be in the description below for all that stuff. It means the world to me for everyone who is on those Patreon and channel members. So thank you guys so much for that support. So let's go ahead and jump into the deck profile. Game Grip Spanish 4, big shout out to you as well for hosting this incredible event. You're amazing, and GG's to my opponents. I've changed the deck a little bit since the last time we profiled when we almost won that OTS championship a few weeks back. Still obviously though starting with our two Blue Eyes White Dragons, you know, from my dad. Let's go do, oh, these cards are so beautiful. Man, this mat looks incredible, dude. We got 3 copies of the Maiden of White, 3 copies with Sage of Eyes of Blue for our monsters. Wishes, I opted to go back up to 3 copies just to be able to see it more, and then also have much easier sighting out patterns with the way that I changed up some of the cards. So going up to 3 was fine. I never really had an issue with that. We're still on the 1 Roar and the 1 Mausoleum of the Emperor, and then we've got our last 2 cards, the Traps, the True Light, and the Majesty of the White Dragons. Love these cards so much. So nothing has changed really there, except we added in 1 more Wishes. All right, next up are the Primite cards. Always the same. You know, we got the triple Primite Burl, triple Lordly Load, and then the 1 copy of Primite Drill Beam. Now, before the event, over the course of the week at Locals, I was testing out the Counter Trap card, Howl or Scream, whatever it's called. The one where when your opponent would special summon a monster while you control a normal or a level 5 or higher Primate, you can negate the summon and then banish the monster. It was really cool, but it just felt like a win more card. Like, I didn't need it like enough times where it like mattered. Like Majesty was always just the better choice, and having Drill Beam and Majesty was just infinitely fine. So I decided to not play the card at the end of the day. All right, next up is the Hand Traps. This is where I elected to make a couple changes for the deck. So we got still the triple Veiler, the triple Ash Blossom, double Ghost Ogre. So these all perform very well. I still like the Ghost Ogre a lot. It just puts in a lot of work when it really needs to. Being able, like I said, hit Yugioh Cross is super good. Before anyone asks in the comment section, I only played Yugioh decks the entire tournament. That's all I played against. Every variation too. Fiendsmith, Pure, Mitsurugi, I played them all. So these were very effective. I decided to, like I said in the last video, I was going to probably just try out not playing Fuvalos, and I elected to play 3 Droll and Lockbirds in its place, and this card way overperformed, especially since I only played Yugioh decks the entire day. This card just absolutely smoked in that matchup, man. Just being able to turn off all of their stuff to continue to play, so they actually have to risk a lot of cards out of the hand to actually make a board, was just so powerful. Plus this stops Molcharmies as well, which is really great. So it turns every Molcharmy into just an upstart goblin. And then the other part about it too, guys, it's a spellcaster monster level 1. It's not a tuner, so you can't make synchros, but there are so many games where, like, when I went first, I just normal summon this card and my opponent's like, what? And then I would just turn it into Spirit with Eyes of Blue and just go combo off, man. And it was just like really handy. And then we have triple copy of Infinite Impermanence still, of course. And then, like I was saying before, I was going to cut the Magnamut out to play the 3rd Dominus Purge. And I'm so glad that it did, because I saw this card in every single hand of every round, man. This card was just really cracked. It was glued to my hand, man. It was just really incredible to have. Plus, like, this gives you 9 ways to stop Molcharmies in your main deck: Dominus, Droll, and Ash. So that's really effective. Plus, it's essentially 9 ways to kind of stop your Yugioh matchup, or even in the mirror match, from just trying to just out resource you. So it's this lineup was very effective. And then the last 3 cards in the deck was 3 triple Tactics Talents. I was trying 1 and then 2. Then I was just like, man, this card is way too busted, this format. Every single deck has to play into this card right now. There's no way around that. It's like almost impossible for any of the meta decks to not play into talents. So this card, like I said, I seen this card like almost every single game too, and this card just absolutely just blew out my opponents every time. All right, so the extra deck real fast. It's basically the same as last time. The 2 fusions, the 2 spirits, the Moonlight, Lightstorm, Azure Eyes. This card came up a lot because I only played against Raziel decks. I was going in this card a lot, and they just literally have 0 ways to out this card, man. It's just way too powerful, man. It just sits, it gets you Blue Eyes for free, and I don't know, it was really good, and every time I summoned it, I won. And then we got the last synchro, which is the Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. We got the 2 copy of Spirit with Eyes of Blue as well. The 1 Hieratic Spheres, Seal of Heavenly Spheres. I still want to put this to 2, but I'm still not entirely sure on that one yet. Then we got the 1 Lina still, the Typhon, and then our White Binder and Raziel Detonator, because I'm still playing the Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries, because those cards are just really, really good for this deck. All right, and last up is going to be the sideboard. Now, just real quickly, you probably already are curious, where's Nibiru? I completely cut it out in this version of the deck. I was noticing that in a lot of games, the card would just stick in my hand. A lot of players would just notice it and feel it and like play around it a lot, or force it in like game states where it was literally not optimal to Nibiru there. So I just cut the card out, and I really did not miss it at all. I still might play around with it in some other iterations before the YCS, but I did not miss the card, to be completely honest with you. All right, so the sideboard is pretty much the same. It's a little bit of a change. We got the 3 Lancias, the 3 Molcharmy Meows. So I elected to not side the Fuvolosses. I just kept Fuvolos entirely out of the list and only played the 6 hand traps for the, obviously the Malice matchup. We still have our 3 Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. I resolved this in 2 of my rounds versus some Raziels, banishing the Detonator. And one of the times it was really effective, but not as effective as I'd hoped it to be, and the other time it was an absolute blowout. They literally scoop when it happened, so that was kind of cool. But the card is still really, really good. I think maybe Ultimate Slayer might be the better choice, but I'm not entirely sure just yet, because this card does put in a lot of work in your mirror match as well. Banishing those Blue Eye Spirit Dragon is pretty good. Then we still got the 1 copy of Called By, the 1 copy of Harpy's Feather Duster, the Wind Drain. Yep, I did flip this up in first round, game 3, against Fiendsmith Raziel. And obviously Raziel can play through this with Mirror Logic, but I just had that was a really great matchup. Big shout out to my opponent, man. You absolutely were incredible. I love getting to duel you, man. You're super good at this game. Yeah, Skill Drain was really, really powerful there. I had 5 non-engine cards in my opening hand, plus Sage. So I got access to my Blue Eyes cards a little bit slower, but I had 5 non-engine with Lordly Load, so I was putting a lot of stuff in rotation, and I got access to the Blue Eyes, and you just couldn't play through all that non-engine. And then last but not least, we have the triple Solemn Judgment. I was alluding to before in other videos, trying this over Strike. This card I never drew during the VIP Qualifier event, but I do think that this is the appropriate card to be playing right now over Strike, just because a lot of decks are siding into Duster / double Lightning Storm against most decks, especially into your Blue Eyes deck. So Solemn Judgment makes a lot more sense, so you don't have to use your Primite Drill Beam on the Harpy's Feather Duster, even though you absolutely can do that, and I did do that a number of times. But the Solemn Judgment is nice to have in case of something else. I mean, this card is also really good. This plus Drill Beam just kind of plays into your out so much more. It stops a blowout card in terms of the spell and trap destruction, and then either this or the Drill Beam will stop the talents when you have to use your Spirit or something. So both those cards together are just really, really, really effective. But yeah, that's my deck. That took me to an undefeated record at the VIP Qualifier for YCS Houston. Definitely make sure to like the video on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and definitely check out other awesome videos across the channel. I want to give a huge special shout out to all the members of our Patreon, all the Lords of Devastation, our Dictators of Devastation, Y-Wing Guy, JT, Larry, Quinn, Savvy That Guy, Captain Trips, Puppy Pack, our Monkey of D, Galactic, our Moon Tier Zephyros, all of the Kings of Devastation, Condor FJ, Esso Spartan, Severus, my mom, and our Blue Eyes White Dragon, Austin Winch. I want to give a special thank you to all the members of the Devastator Squad, especially our Duelists Tier, Larry and Puppy Pack, and our King of Games, Captain Leif. Mom, thank you so much for always being one of my Kings of Devastation. I love you so much. Devastators, you guys are the best. I can't wait to see you in the future videos and live streams to come, and YCS Houston soon. Until then, stay awesome.